So welcome to this antenna lab, and here we deal with the antenna one system and one component. This is one of the component which is used for wireless communication, and as you can see here, this is a basic setup for the concept how you understand how antenna is radiated, how receive. You can easily understand from this experimental setup. So this is a one. As you know that in any transmitting wireless communication system, the end element, after this the signal goes into the air, you need antenna. So this one is your one antenna, known as a transmitting antenna, okay, and this one is your receiving antenna, and in between this is air, okay. So because if you want to transmit any signal, so your baseband signal is basically either your voice, text, video or anything. So basically we need some signal source. So for a practical purpose, this is an antenna trainer kit. In this basically we generate a signal, and after this we feed into this antenna. So as you can see here, this one internal signal generated inside this by some oscillator, okay, and because of the generated signal is sinusoidal in nature, and the frequency is 1 kilohertz, okay. So the frequency, basically the natural voice signal is very less, so we generate a low frequency signal, and after this, because you know that the antenna length is directly proportional to the lambda. So if you calculate the lambda corresponding to the 1 kilohertz, then it will become 1 kilometer in several kilometers. So we need to basically reduce the length of antenna. So how we reduce this lambda? By either using the increase of your frequency. So how can we increase the frequency? As you learn in the analog communication, basically in analog communication we increase our frequency by using modulation. With the help of modulation, you can shift your low frequency signal into high frequency signal and transmit. So with the help of modulation, in this actually transmitting trainer kit, we use as a one baseband signal of low frequency, then one high frequency signal, basically 750 kilohertz is your carrier, and after this modulation we feed this signal into the antenna with the help of this cable. This is a cable which is used to feeding purpose, and the antenna part is this one. This is only antenna, and we connect this antenna into this BNC connector, and after the signal coming from this wire connect by this connector inside this, okay. So this is a BNC connector, and now we connect this BNC into this BNC connector, and after this one height for antenna to for a line of sight communication, like in antenna tower. As you know that we need some height so that one area cover around this antenna. So now basically once we generate any signal, feed into this antenna, then we need to transmit this signal into this because as you know that the different types of antenna have different radiation pattern and its characteristics. So today we basically discuss about the various comparison between the different types of antenna. So as you can see here, these actually wire antenna, and different types of wire and the length, depending on length your radiation pattern is changed. So as you learn in theory, starting from the Hertzian antenna, which is very small antenna, okay, less than lambda by 100 value. Now because practically it is not possible, in practically they start from the lambda by 4 antenna. So this is the length of antenna lambda by 4, made up by a conductor wire, cylindrical wire of some diameter and length, okay, and basically we cut at the center by for a connection of our two wire coming from this BNC connector. So one inner and outer two conductor line coming from this and connect with this wire. Okay, so we need to cut at center. Okay, and once this signal coming, so this concept is used in every antenna. As you can see here, this is a lambda by 4. Okay, at 750 megahertz. When you calculate the lambda at 750 megahertz, then the length is approximately this. So this one is lambda by 4, this is a lambda by 2, and this one is the 3 lambda by 2. So our main task to find the radiation pattern of these three and compare in terms of directivity and beam width. What is the difference between this? Because as you increase the length of the antenna, what will be the effect on directivity and gain of the antenna? Okay, so here one chart through which you can understand the current distribution on the surface of the wire. Okay, so just as you can see here, this is the current distribution on thin wire antenna, because the main source of any radiation, you need to accelerating deaccelerating charges, so therefore produce current. So let us the time varying current excite into two wire. So this is a two wire transmission line, as you know that two wire line. So if it is a time varying current, if you excite into this, then because this is open, if it is open, then a current moving in from one end, transmitting end to receiving end, a standing wave pattern will create inside this. So this sinusoidal type of current is actually established inside this. At top, if it is a positive, then at bottom side it is a negative. So because this is not efficient radiator, okay, so we need to, because we need to bend this. As you learn in theory, the acceleration deacceleration is the one way to bend. If you bend this wire, so in that case your radiation is maximum possible. So what is the length of this bending? So let us, this is a line shows the length. Let us if you design some lambda order of length, so you should bend with this length. Okay, so basically here we flare this two wire line, and because we want to again we flare more than 90-degree bend if we create, then this type of antenna known as a wired antenna, known as a half dipole, if length is order of half dipole. So as you can see, the current distribution in this side is a sinusoidal. As you bend this, then this part of the current is actually goes into the air, okay, and then come again back to this side. So the current distribution, as you can see here, it depends on your length of this bending length. Okay, so different length. Let us one L is less than lambda. In that case, because the length is not order of lambda, which is very small. So in that case, the current distribution on this very small wire is approximately, you can say, in case of Hertzian antenna, it is constant. But as you increase, we can consider as a triangular. Okay, if you increase order of lambda by 2 length, then your current is just half. A wave current distribution means at center it is maximum current and at ending point current is 0. Similarly, as you can see here, the current is, as you increase the length again from lambda by 2 up to lambda, then the current distribution along this wire is changing. Okay, so more than one half wave is accommodated inside this, and as you increase the above the lambda by lambda, then the current distribution inside this wire accommodate more than 2 half wave. So this is the current distribution, and corresponding to the current distribution, you can see here, this is the radiation pattern. Okay, because current is maximum at the center, so the maximum field, your distribution field, power at this side, means along the center, perpendicular to this line, perpendicular to the wire, means this side is maximum distribution, field radiated. Similarly, along the wire the current distribution is 0. Okay, 0 because no current flowing in this side. Similarly, at this side is same, the current at the bottom side is 0, so radiation is 0. So you get one half circle, and this, because symmetricity, the same figure you get at back side. So this is a figure of 8 you get by the, after the exciting this antenna, you get a figure of 8 radiation pattern in a one plane. Okay, as you increase this, then the up to the lambda, the radiation pattern is figure of 8. The only difference is the half power beamwidth is reduces, and therefore directivity increase. Up to the lambda, your directivity increase and you get a only figure of 8 type of concept. But after this, because the current distribution is not maximum, current on the surface of wire is not maximum at the center, therefore as you can see here, the current is reduced at center. So your radiation perpendicular to this wire is minimum, and here it is maximum at some other angle of your this side, because current is maximum this side. So basically, as you increase the lambda length greater than lambda, then the radiation is split from the figure of 8 into some minor lobes and more than 2 lobes. So as you can see, the power is distributed and some minor lobe will come. So our main task of the experiment to verify this radiation pattern and finding of the directivity gain. Okay, here you can see the same concept like this one, these 3 antenna basically. So as you can see here, these 3 antenna is discussed in the chart. Same we can see here. This is a lambda by 4 antenna, and the current is 0 at this ending point because the no continuity is at the ending point. The current is 0, and current distribution along this you can see here. In case of the lambda by 2, perfect one sinusoidal wave current means, as you know that the maximum charges in this side, so current is maximum at this center and minimum this side. And because the time varying, so it is a varying, not a constant. So therefore the current distribution on the surface of this wire is different in different length of the antenna, and therefore your radiation pattern is different for different length of wire. So here basically we want to plot the radiation pattern of the conductor and lambda by 4 type of antenna. So this one is transmitting antenna, transmitting antenna. When you put here, this one is receiving. For receiving we use one detector, RF detector, and basically this receive this RF signal, and RF signal is you again convert into the DC power by with the help of the diode. Okay, by with the help of diode. And so in next we discuss about the radiation pattern. Yes, so basically welcome to again in the antenna measurement lab. So basically here we actually today our task to plot a radiation pattern of thin wire antenna, lambda by 2, lambda by 4 and 3 lambda by 2. So if you done one antenna experiment, then you can use this concept for all type of antenna. So basically this, first you should on your power plug, okay, and then next task, because first we should start our transmitting system. So here is a one power button, so on the power button, okay, and in this transmitter basically various types of buttons. So this is the RF generator 750 megahertz, and you can see the level of the frequency is actually fixed here, and internally you can change the center frequency of RF signal by this knob. But here we fixed this frequency, and the amplitude changed by with this knob. You can change the magnitude of your exciting signal, RF signal by with the help of this knob. and the internally one signal is used for baseband signal, so we can change the baseband signal amplitude by with the help of this node. Now because the current in microampere, so reading shows in this display is microampere current, actually you use as a signal generator. After the modulation you get this current, and this current is used as a signal and you transmit this into the air. So here we connect the antenna, our transmitting antenna, okay, with this height, and by this cable we use this as a connect with the help of BNC connector. Here we connect, this is a cable, and generally the cable have impedance like 50 ohm impedance, so we use this cable as a connecting between the antenna and the transmitting system. Okay, so in theory we know that the impedance should be matched of the different system when you connecting one another. So this antenna impedance is 73 ohm near about, and the line which is connect is around 50 ohm. So the matching is possible by with the help of some balloon. We can use some balloon for connecting to matching the network. So we generally match, if we match, then maximum signal actually you transmit from this wire to this antenna is feed into. Otherwise, if not matched, then some reflection is occur. Okay, so this system is designed for a particular frequency and everything is matched. So now let us reset this antenna current from this node, and as we changing, so this is, let us 90 microampere is my input current. So this is my input current. Okay, and as we feed into this antenna, next task we should put our antenna, receiving antenna, in a such way that this antenna provide a far field region. As you learn in theory, around this antenna, basically this antenna, you can put this antenna either horizontally or vertically. Okay, so when you put this antenna horizontally, then current flowing in this way in wire. So the electric field moving in this direction. So the polarization of your antenna is horizontal by this orientation. If you put this way, then the polarization of antenna, because the electric field in this way, so the polarization is vertical. Because the antenna radiation pattern is not a single plane type of radiation. Antenna radiate in a 3D plane, 3D direction. Means, let us, this is an antenna placed here. So the power, because the in a half dipole current is maximum at the center, here is minimum current, in this side is minimum current. So if you are receiving antenna, let us, this is a receiving antenna, and if you put this antenna at far away, so it will receive some signal. If this antenna is transmitting, then it will receive some signal. So how you put actually this antenna so that you get the maximum signal strength? So basically here, in theory you learn this thing, the polarization should be matched of two antenna. So if it is a vertically polarized, then you need to vertically polarized receive signal, receive antenna. Otherwise your signal is not received. So if you put vertically this antenna, then you need to put the receiving antenna vertically. And if measurement, you can put, let us, because around the antenna different types of field zones, near field zone, okay, and the near field zone. So in near field, basically your field is not radiated, it is inside this, always stored in the form of some electric and magnetic, and radiation pattern is not constant, actually it is varying. So we need to put our receiving antenna in far field zone. So how you calculate this far field zone? So as you learn in theory, one mathematically mathematical calculation through which you can understand the what will be the minimum distance between transmitting and receiving antenna, so that our pattern is constant and we can say the far field zone around the antenna. So let us, this is a one example in our lab, because most of the antenna design at 750 megahertz. So resonating frequency of our antenna design at 750 megahertz. Now the corresponding wavelength formula, you know that lambda is equal to c by f. So c is the light velocity, 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second, and frequency is 750 megahertz, means 750 into 10 to the power 6, because megahertz, so 10 to the power 6 per second. When you solve this value, then you get 0.4, and because this is meter per second, so cancel, and it is meter, 0.4 meter. Now in wavelength centimeter, it is a 40 centimeter. Now the maximum dimension of antenna is basically how you find the maximum dimension of antenna. So basically in any antenna, let us, this is a half dipole antenna, this one is half dipole antenna. So basically in this antenna, the maximum dimension, because this is only antenna part and this is a feeding part. So we are only concentrate on this wire, because this is the only antenna. So maximum length of this antenna and maximum dimension, as you can see, the cylinder have two dimensions. One is the diameter and other one is the height. So the maximum dimension of this cylinder is height. So length of this, let us by measuring using scale, d is equal to 12 centimeter. So for any antenna you can measure the maximum dimension. If it is a area, let us this one plane antenna. So maximum dimension, here two dimension, one is this and the other one is this. So maximum dimension is a diagonal. So you should measure this dimension is a maximum dimension known as a d. So here, because we are using this antenna, so antenna length actually is the maximum dimension d, and d is 12 centimeter. So for far field zone, you know that the far field zone start from this length 2d square by lambda, and 2d square by lambda is the minimum distance after this your radiation field is a far field zone. And what is the advantage, you know, in the theory, the radiation pattern is constant actually, not change in the far field zone. So 2 and d is 12 centimeter, so d square 12 square divided by lambda, it means 40. When you solve this 288 by 40, then resultant 7.2 centimeter. So basically this is the minimum distance for the between transmitting and receiving antenna. Then you if you measure the antenna measurement, then this is a far field zone actually, far field zone. So basically this calculation based on the 750 megahertz, same antenna we here use, because our carrier signal is 750 megahertz. Okay, so the distance between the transmitting and receiving antenna should be greater than 7.2 centimeter. Then you get the constant radiation pattern. Otherwise your radiation pattern, as you move this receiving antenna near to this, so you get a radiation pattern not constant actually, but thus after the 7.2, if you plot the radiation pattern, you get a figure of 8, and as you move away, again you get the figure of 8, no change in radiation pattern. The only difference is basically your figure of 8 is compressed, just like one image when you zoom in, zoom out, but image is same always. Same way the radiation pattern is same for the if you measure in far field. So we measure 7.2, this length is greater than 7.2 centimeter.